did a video last week discussing the shutdown of Funimation and their streaming service. Their existing content and subscribers will now be absorbed by Crunchyroll, causing prices to go up. Plus, Crunchyroll will not service the Funimation digital library, so digital downloads that were supposed to last forever are now completely useless.
In bird culture, this is considered a dick move.
In that video, I discussed why this lends credence to the physical is king argument, but physical media in all forms is dying an unfortunate death.
Everything hurts, and I'm dying.
But with that being said, I found a pretty interesting article from IGN, of all places, about why we should all still utilize physical media anime while we still can. I'm Troy from Arts on Anime, and today we're talking about the argument for physical media anime versus digital media anime. Now, on with the story. The link to the article I'm covering can be found in the video description. Rosie Knight from IGN writes, "Anime was built on physical media, and Crunchyroll's Funimation debacle makes it clear it's time to go back. You either keep your physical media collection or live long enough to wish you had." There was a time long ago when North American anime fans had to use mail-order catalogs to own episodes of their favorite series on VHS. I'm just going to let you know right now that if you're at this point in the video and you're already asking what a VHS is, you're too young for this video and you should probably move on or get ready to learn.
You gonna learn today.
In the early 90s, heavy hitters like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon began to make their way to stores like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, where lucky kids could rent 2 episodes on tape for a small price. Yep, you're getting a full-on history lesson right here, kids.
Buckle up, buckaroo!
Back then, though, owning an anime VHS was a costly endeavor, with fans often spending $30 or $40 for a tape at mall staples like Suncoast. Despite that price barrier, the love for anime grew. That physical aspect of the medium is what the early days of anime fandom was built on. In 2024, the landscape was changed so dramatically that every streamer offers anime options from Hulu to Netflix to Paramount via Pluto, their free ad-supported TV service. I'll admit that I didn't really get into anime until I was in my late 20s, not in any serious way anyway. To this day, the only animes that I have begun and watched all the way through are Death Note, Parasite the Maxim, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm all caught up on Demon Slayer. I'm also in the process of finishing Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've watched lots of My Hero Academia, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Blue Exorcist, Pokemon, Digimon, and a bit of Sailor Moon and a few others. But I have never finished those shows because, honestly, most of them go on forever.
I need to go lie down for 45 minutes. No, an hour. A full hour.
But I'm trying my best.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
That being said, I didn't get into the renting or buying of anime when it was hot. Could I do it now? Sure. But all the anime that I give a damn about is either on Hulu, Max, or other places. Does that kind of undercut this entire argument? A tad.
Why aren't you more ashamed of yourself?
But let's get back into this. That means there's more access to anime than ever. But as one of the foremost apps, Funimation, closes down due to its merger with Crunchyroll, creating a near monopoly on anime apps, the loss of users' digital copies of certain titles is surely making some fans nostalgic for those physical media heydays.
Why are you so old?
Along with the end of the app, it was revealed that users' digital copies of titles from the site won't carry over to Crunchyroll. The uproar has been reminiscent of when Warner Bros., Disney, and other large corporations had removed shows from streaming, essentially leading to them no longer being accessible at all.
The worst!
Last year, when my podcast co-host and best friend Greg was still alive, we did a video about whether or not gaming emulators were ethical and whether or not gaming companies should shut them down. We agreed that if someone is using them to basically steal games that are readily available on the market, get games early, and to rip off companies, that's completely unethical and should be dealt with.
Prepare to be by the long dick of the law!
However, Greg brought up a point that some games are literally gone forever, bro.
I'm dead.
companies that own these titles decide,
I don't want to offer this game to anyone ever again.
then they lock them away in a virtual vault, inaccessible to anyone. When that happens, and you literally cannot give your money to anyone, we saw nothing wrong with emulators. You're basically forcing someone's hand at that point. I feel the same way about these titles. You have the libraries, you can make these shows and films available, but instead you decide to lock them away and not let anyone see them. Because of that, consumers have to turn to other means in order to watch. When you do crap like this, or if you've already taken money for a digital download and then revoke their ability to watch that download, any form of piracy or free streaming is completely on those companies, at least in my opinion. Getting back to this article, however, in the case of Funimation, there's a new wrinkle, as Funimation was never a service where you could buy digital copies of anime, but when you bought Funimation-branded Blu-rays and DVDs, they would come with a digital copy you could redeem on the app. It was essentially a bonus to engage audiences to commit to a physical media format in an increasingly digital-focused world.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's not something that's unique to the service either, as many physical editions of movies come with digital versions that can be redeemed through apps including Movies Anywhere, Amazon, Vudu, Google Play, and the like. But in Funimation's case, it wasn't that simple. The reality was that it just meant users were able to stream that film or series online without a premium subscription to the service. It was never a perfect service, but it is, once again, a great reminder that under the current system of streaming and digital media that we have, ownership of any digital content is a deceptively loose concept. My biggest hang-up with digital media has always been that no matter what you say, you will never fully own it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
There have been a few video games that were made unplayable even after download. Digital copies of movies and TV shows can be taken back at any time. Not to go into any larger discussion about digital currency, the tyrannical tendencies of various companies and governments, and the ever-pushed notion that you will own nothing, rent everything, and you will like it. But it's all kind of tied together in the digital age. Whenever you download a song, a show, a movie, or a video game, you will own that piece of media for just as long as the companies allow you to own it. As long as you're a good little boy or good little girl, and as long as they don't get bought out by another, greedier corporation, you will have their permission to access that media. But I'm skipping a bit to the final conclusion. Let's get back to the article. Luckily, though, we're far from the days of $40 VHS tapes on the wall of Suncoast. Thanks to the massive popularity and huge influence of anime, we can walk into a big box store and buy the latest Makoto Shinkai film while picking up our groceries.
I'm extremely confused.
Thanks to the distributors like G-Kids, it's now just as easy to find copies of incredible films like the catalogs of Studio Ghibli for a relatively reasonable price, unlike the often hard-to-find and always high-cost, now-defunct Disney license as it is to buy a DreamWorks film. The ease of access makes it a great time for anime lovers to begin to build their own physical media collections. I've also found that as many big box stores are starting to phase out physical media in certain markets, and Best Buy claims that they're completely doing away with CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc., the best and easiest way to find this stuff is online. No, not digital copies. You can use Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and other online retailers to find DVDs and Blu-rays of your favorite animes, even the most obscure, old school, or wacky ones, whether they be brand new in the box or slightly used. But yes, for now, Walmart, Target, and stores in the mall like FYE are still good resources for physical copies of anime. Let's wrap up this article. After all, what do us passionate fans love more than collecting the things that we love? From statues and collectibles to manga, we're already lovers of being surrounded by our fandoms.
I'm never gonna have sex.
Why shouldn't that extend to the series and films that inspire them too? And as has been pointed out by many smart people, including my colleague Amelia Emberwing, if you buy a physical version of your favorite show, a studio or its representatives can't come to your house and take it out of your hands just because they no longer want that version or that content to be out in the world. Plus, with Crunchyroll following the industry trend of drastically raising prices post-merger, there's even more reason to look towards owning the anime that you love.
I'm never gonna have sex again.
I definitely agree with the assertion about the raised prices. Streamers keep pushing their prices up and up, just like cable services used to, which is driving subscribers away in droves.
Oh, jeez, that's terrible.
That's what led to the huge trend of cord cutting. I just released a short recently about Disney Plus losing 1.3 million subs last year after a price hike. Every time Netflix raises their prices, they shed tons of subscribers.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Crunchyroll is not immune to this trend either. I can almost guarantee that the majority of Funimation subscribers will drop off and not pay those prices that Crunchyroll is going to charge them.
Later, sluts!
But besides the rising prices, as I mentioned, digital content can easily be taken away, vaulted, or even altered from its original version. Content that doesn't meet
Modern sensibilities.
or might
Trigger.
someone could be severely changed, or at the very least, get stupid trigger warnings slapped at the beginning.
What the hell is even that?
All of this adds up to say that physical has been, still is, and always will be king. Unfortunately, though, physical media won't keep being created, so you'd better get it while you can, or miss out forever.
This is the worst.
Comment with your thoughts on all of this. Do you prefer physical or digital media? Do you own any anime in physical form? Were you one of the Funimation subscribers that got burned? And do you subscribe to any streaming services for your anime needs? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content. I've been Troy from Arcs on Anime, and we'll see you next time.
Play me off, Johnny!